You guys ever heard of a little company called Warner Brothers? You know, the company that owns like the rights to the Dune film franchise and like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, DC Comics, Mortal Kombat, all that stuff, the Looney Tunes, the Space Jam films. Yeah, did you know that they make games? Like they not only are they a game publisher, but they also have like in-house development teams. Um I know that that seems hard to believe because it's like what the hell are they doing? But no, it's really true. Um, the thing is though, they seem to be like allergic to money. I was want to rant about WB Games for a little while because like everything that they do frustrates me. Let's talk about like the thing that sticks out the most in recent memory is the Wonder Woman video game that was being developed by Monolith Studios is gone. They canceled it. It died with a flicker, I guess. They announced it with this pretty cool cinematic teaser at DC Fandom 2021 a whole 4 years ago. Didn't say anything else about it. Dropped Gotham Knights, dropped Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and then canceled it. You know? Like, the state of DC games has been so tragic. I don't care about Gotham Knights. I don't even think that that game was technically a huge failure. I think a lot of people did play it. I played a little bit of it when it was free on PlayStation Plus, like 2 years later. I checked it out. It's fine. The gameplay loop is just kind of boring. But it was like this weird like looter shooter type game that nobody really wanted. It wasn't live service, which is nice. It does have a robust single player mode, and the co-op, from what I've seen, is fine. But the gameplay loop was just something that a lot of people didn't enjoy, and so the game did get very mixed reviews. A lot of people liked it, a lot of people didn't. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, not so. Pretty much immediately upon release, like, let me pull up Steam real quick. I'm curious. Store. Let's just look up Justice League. I don't want... Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is $6.99 on Steam right now. Are you serious? Is this a sale? Oh, it is. Okay. No, it's not. Wait. Oh my god. I don't know. I can't really tell. It looks like WB is just having a publisher sale right now. Jesus Christ. But yeah, all reviews, it's mixed reviews with 10,000 reviews on Steam. 38% are negative. You know, the game was not very well received by most people, which I guess is not mathematically what I just said, but, you know, like, word of mouth means a lot as well, and I saw a lot of videos on YouTube trash-talking the game before it came out, and after it came out, when things got worse, and, like, people that paid for early access couldn't actually play it, the game crashing a lot, the game having a super repetitive gameplay loop, it also being a looter shooter, it being a live service game, two things that I'm really not interested in. If I wanted to play a looter shooter, I'd go back and play Borderlands 2, you know? But there was so much controversy around the game, which is deserved for a lot of reasons, and completely ridiculous for a lot of other reasons. But at the end of the day, it was just a flop. It was a miss. It did not sell a lot of copies. The DLC did not sell a lot. People kind of just like played the game a little bit when it launched and then just moved on, you know? But from there, you have to look at other things like multiverses. It was their Smash clone that came out a couple years ago that was apparently in an open beta, despite the fact that you could buy in-game items. But whatever, that's not the point. It was interesting because of the fact that it was WB. You know, that's a lot of franchises you could pull from. You could have Harry Potter characters, Lord of the Rings characters, Matrix characters, Game of Thrones characters, so many Cartoon Network characters. And by the time it was over, they didn't really do that. You know, like, a lot of the roster was DC. Like, who did it have? It had Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Joker, Harley Quinn, Black Adam. I guess it's not that many, but even, like, characters that people were asking about, like Green Lantern, Aquaman, Flash, where are they? You know, as far as I know, there weren't any Harry Potter characters. I don't know how you managed to not put Dumbledore or Harry or Voldemort in it, especially when they were doing their season of villains. Oh, Raven got added to the game too. When they were doing their season of villains and they added Agent Smith over Neo. Like, look, if you ask your average person, if we can put one Matrix character in your fighting game, who do you want to play as? I think 90% of people will say Neo. Some people will say Agent Smith, and then even fewer people will say, we'll say Trinity. But you know who else would also be really popular? Morpheus. Didn't put him in the game either. No Lord of the Rings characters, from what I understand. How do you not put Aragorn? How do you not put Gandalf? How do you not put Saruman? I understand if you don't want to put Frodo or Bilbo or Smaug. Smaug could have been cool though. If you've got the Iron Giant, you could have Smaug. Why the hell is Jason Voorhees in the game? I'm pretty sure that the only Game of Thrones character that I heard about getting added, or that was in the game at all, was Arya. I'd never heard about Jon Snow or Daenerys getting added, which is strange to me. Cartoon Network characters that people have been begging for since the beginning would include Samurai Jack, Ben 10, Johnny Bravo, the Powerpuff Girls, and from what I know, none of them got added. The roster choices were just so strange. Why is LeBron James in the game but no Aragorn? Like, this is WB. WB. It's not just DC. It's not just Cartoon Network. It is those two things, but it's also all these other franchises. How did you not put Paul Atreides or Fade Routha when you were doing your season of villains? I don't think that a season of villains is a bad idea, right? I just think that there are certain franchises that you should dip into first. You should put Neo or Morpheus in the game first before you do your season of villains that adds Agent Smith. Am I crazy to say that? Maybe. You should probably add Aragorn, and then when you're doing your season of villains, you could put the Witch King. That would be pretty sick. It's shocking to me that a company that has access to so many... Oh my god, they didn't put Godzilla or Kong in the game. But they were added to Call of Duty Warzone. It's like, for a company that owns so many huge IPs that mean so much to so many people, that game should have been a home run. I don't understand how it failed. How the hell did Nick Brawl get a sequel? Also, no Ninja Turtles? I know that they're technically Nickelodeon. Like they belong to Viacom, Paramount, or whatever. But they have crossed over with the DC Universe multiple times. They've crossed over with Batman, and they're in the Injustice game. So I'm sure something could have been worked out to add the Ninja Turtles. I think a lot of people would have really liked that. People are huge fans of the Ninja Turtles. But the game was completely mismanaged, and support for it, I think, has already been pulled. Or is being pulled soon. Let's see. Overall, it's got mostly positive reviews. It's got 100,000 reviews, and 76% of them are positive. That's like 81,000 positive reviews. Oh yeah, they added Beetlejuice. Jesus Christ. I want to take a look at the final roster just so I can have some clarity to what I'm saying. Multiversus roster. Oh, the Powerpuff Girls did get added. Samurai Jack did get added. Jesus Christ. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Let's see here. Marceline, nice. Raven, Nubia, Powerpuff Girls, Beetlejuice, Samurai Jack. So what the hell are... I guess the season of villains ended. Because Samurai Jack is right there in the middle of it. But it's still weird to not have Ben 10 or Johnny Bravo or Mordecai and Rigby even. It's such a strange roster to me. Yeah, one Game of Thrones character. No Lord of the Rings characters. No Harry Potter characters. I don't understand. How many Cartoon Network characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So half the roster is Cartoon Network. That's fine. I would like to point out that Rick and Morty are in this game too. So that's another thing. That opens up Adult Swim. You could have had Frylock in the game. You could have had Brock Sampson in the game. Could have had Xavier Renegade Angel in the game. We're gonna open the door to Adult Swim and not like dive into that. I don't know. That's really stupid to me. But let's also talk about the fact that WB Games only wants to focus on 4 franchises. Batman/DC, that's what they said. So we'll probably be seeing another Arkham game now that their Kill the Justice League game flopped so hard. I don't think that Rocksteady's gonna get shuttered. Apparently James Gunn has met with them to discuss future projects. That sounds to me like they're gonna do another Batman game, which that makes sense. That's what they should have done in the first place. They should have never been in charge of making a live service looter shooter, but here we are. Batman/DC, Mortal Kombat, Harry Potter, and Game of Thrones. That's all they want to focus on for the rest of the time, I guess. That Lord of the Rings game that they made about Gollum that nobody wanted, when we could have had a third Shadow of Mordor game. Yeah, I'm sure that had a lot to do with that. But it's shocking to me that they don't want to make another Matrix game, especially when they used the Matrix to demonstrate what Unreal Engine 5 could do, and it looked like they were making a Matrix game. I think people would be down for that. Especially now that like Keanu Reeves is probably the highest he's ever been in his career. But no, let's not do that. Let's not do another Shadow of Mordor game. Let's not do... Let's do a Lord of the Rings type game, but it's just like a garden simulator in the Shire. What are we talking about? What are we actually talking about? No shade to anybody that enjoys games like that, but it's like, what does that have to do? What are we doing? Why does that have to be a licensed Lord of the Rings game? I don't understand the connection. But even then, it looks like Injustice is dead, because they were in the process of making Injustice 3. And then WB is like, hey, so we put another Mortal Kombat game on the slate. Do you think you can have it ready in a year and a half? And that's why Mortal Kombat 1 is the way it is. They literally rushed that game out the door because it was supposed to be Injustice 3. And they were told pretty much at the 11th hour to make it in a Mortal Kombat game. So it looks like Injustice 3 might never come, because Mortal Kombat 1 didn't really review so well. You know, like a lot of people have had a lot to say about the monetization and the roster, and so much of the game has been under fire for so many reasons. I'm sure it sold well, but so much happened once we got to, oh my god, what is it called? Once we got to Chaos Reigns. And so that's upsetting. But when you say, you know, you also want to focus on Batman/DC, well, Wonder Woman is DC, so why'd you cancel her game? You know, Injustice is DC, so why won't you make one? Why won't you make a Superman game, or a game about the Flash or something, or a proper game about the Justice League where you're not killing them? Like, I don't know what WB Games' problem is. Anytime the Justice League have appeared in a game in the last 15 years, they're either being killed or killing each other. What the hell is going on with the Justice League? It's no wonder we can't get a DC cinematic universe going. WB hates DC. It's all coming together for me now. But I also want to talk about Hogwarts Legacy. Let's talk about a little game called Hogwarts Legacy. I just want to really quick look up how many copies of this game were sold. Oh my god. As of March 2025, Hogwarts Legacy has sold 34 million units. That's got to be one of the most successful games of all time. That might be WB's most successful game of all time. Why was the story DLC canceled? Why did they cancel the story DLC? Why did they not put Quidditch in the game, but instead make a weird, like, offshoot Quidditch game that nobody wanted to play? Why did they not put Quidditch in the game where you can already fly a broom and go to the Quidditch pitch? I don't understand. Why has there been no confirmation of a sequel 2 years later? Why was the Hogwarts Legacy Definitive Edition canceled? What? I don't get it. How do you make a game? How do you put out a game that sells 30 million copies and not immediately get to work on a sequel? Not even, because I think like by the end of 2023, oh my god, that game sold 12 million copies in its first 2 weeks. And they didn't immediately get to work on a sequel? Avalanche is just sitting on their thumbs, I guess. Like, a lot of us are pretty sure they're gonna make a sequel, but it's like, how do we know for sure? At this point, they could do anything. WB Games are insane. It's just, I don't know. It's really frustrating. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And then even with Game of Thrones, because I want to talk about, like, Shadow of Mordor and its, like, its Nemesis system, or Shadow of War, I think, is what, like, perfected it. The Nemesis system, where, like, you could establish rivalries with certain enemy characters, and they would adapt, and, like, you would build stronger relationships with them as adversaries. Like, WB Games copyrighted that mechanic, and then never put it in a game again. Gotham Knights couldn't have benefited from having it. Hogwarts Legacy couldn't have benefited from having it. That's weird. That's really strange. You don't want to make a third Shadow of Mordor game, but you don't want to make a Game of Thrones game that's kind of like that and put that in it? I don't know. I think a Shadow of Mordor style Game of Thrones game where you play as Jon Snow could be pretty sick. It's probably the most interested you'd ever catch me being in Game of Thrones. I have no interest in reading any more of those books or watching that show, but I'd play that game. I think there is a Game of Thrones game coming out. I can't remember what it's supposed to be. Oh god. Not the... Oh my god. Well... King's Road? What is King's Road? Is this a mobile game? Jesus Christ. Whatever, man. I just don't understand. Like, I think WB Games might be the most brain-dead publisher in the industry right now. Which is saying something, because a year ago I would have given that to Activision. But WB Games holds the crown now. I don't know what they want to do. I don't know if another Mortal Kombat game is coming out. I doubt another Injustice game is coming out. I don't know when they're going to do another DC game in general that isn't just a Batman Arkham 5. I don't know when the hell Hogwarts Legacy 2 is coming out. It's just, none of it makes any sense to me. I don't understand the politics behind it or the decision making behind it, but it's really interesting to have like an entire fan base of players telling you what they want. Because Hogwarts Legacy was not a perfect game by any means, but look how much it sold. You have a responsibility to make another one. I don't understand. Anyway, that's WB Games. What's your guys' favorite WB game? Mine might be Mortal Kombat 9. That's a really good game. You should play it if you haven't. It's not available on Steam or PSN or the Xbox store. You gotta like buy a physical copy of it for the PS3, PS Vita, or the 360, but you can get your hands on it. It's a fun game. I'm gonna get out of here before I have an aneurysm.